Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to do printmaking plates with the styrofoam. So we have these styrofoam sheets, and I'm just grabbing a piece of scratch paper. I am going to trace my foam sheet onto my scratch paper, just so I know what size to draw in. And then I'm going to do some line drawings. I'm going to go ahead and do like shapes from nature. So I think I might do like a flower and a leaf. So I'm going to start with the flower first. And I'm going to remember that I am just doing lines only. So I'm going to just draw. And I don't want to color anything in because it won't show up when I'm printing if I color it in. We only want these to be lines. So just think of this as kind of making a stamp that you're going to stamp onto your background. So now I have my rose, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a leaf, I think. And if you're doing leaves and things, just remember to keep the stem a little bit wide, because if it's too thin, it's gonna end up breaking on you. And you can draw any shapes you want, just as long as you're only using lines. And then the next step is going to be, on my plate, I'm going to take a little piece of tape. And I'm just going to take this to my styrofoam plate because I'm going to have to trace this. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in and trace all of my lines, just pushing a little bit so that it makes an indentation in my styrofoam. And if it helps, you can use like a colored pencil on this just so you can tell where you've traced. And once you feel like you have it all traced, you can lift it up. Make sure you kind of feel or see an indentation. You can kind of see the indentation there. And then I'm going to tear that off. And then I'm going to trace over it again. And this time I'm going to use a ballpoint pen to just push my lines in there. So anywhere you have a indentation or a line, that is where the ink is not gonna stay, so that's gonna print white. Now that I have all my indentations, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my shapes. All right, now that I have my shapes cut out, I'm ready to print on my background. Now we're ready to print our little stamps that we made with our styrofoam. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab like just a random magazine so that I can roll out the ink onto this without making a mess everywhere. And I already have my ink on my tray. So when you have ink, you just bought this on this line of ink right here, and you're gonna roll this way and that way. And you wanna roll till it has kind of a sticky sound to it to make sure that it's not too much ink. And you wanna make sure that it's completely covering your brayer. So then I'm gonna roll onto my sheet, and it might slide around a little bit, that's okay. I'm going to roll in both directions, and then I'm going to get just like a scrap paper. This is one of my backgrounds that didn't turn out real great, so I'm going to move this magazine to the side, and I am going to stick this wherever I want it. And I'm going to kind of press it down, and then I'm gently going to turn it over and just give it a light massage on the paper. You're going to be able to kind of see the ink show through. You can also, if you hold it down with one hand, lift it up to see how it's working. I'm going to peel that off gently. And that worked pretty nicely. So I think I'm ready to print on my actual background. So I'm going to ink my stamp again, going both directions to make sure it's really covered. Then I'm going to move this out of the way and decide where I want it on my background. Let's see. I think I'm going to put it right here. And once you put it down, you don't want to move it because it will mess up your print. And then I'm going to gently turn it over and gently massage it. Then I can gently pull it off. Ta-da! And then I'm going to put this to the side. I can keep inking this and add some more, or I think I want to try adding this leaf shape. So we're going to put the leaf here. I'm going to load my brayer again with some ink. I need just a little more ink. All right, I'll put that to the side. Oh, try not to put your finger in the ink like I just did. Push that on there. And I'm just gently rubbing, making sure I'm getting the whole shape in there. And I'm going to peel it off. Ta-ta! And then you can keep going with adding more to it. Once you're done with the Styrofoam, you're just going to take this to the sink and gently wash it off because we can reuse those. So you can either keep these in your portfolio, or I'll have a basket for you to stick them in so other people can use them as well. And then this will go to the drying rack. It doesn't really take too much time for these to dry, but it does take a minute or two.